Hello, everybody. This is Jane Klein, Director of Client Strategy at CounselingWise, and I'm here to talk to you about what is a client strategy meeting and how can it help you, if indeed it can help you. So I'm going to clarify that. A client strategy meeting is for people in private practice who are looking for clients but who are unable to find and connect with their potential clientele because they're not really sure about how the web works or what their website should look like or how it should appear or how people navigate through their site. So, in the age of the World Wide Web, if Google's algorithm cannot understand exactly what you offer, then potential clients can't find you. So a good website builds a bridge between you and Google, and that's what we try to do in a client strategy meeting. Is we try to form the architectural plans basically for that bridge, which is your website. Okay. In a client strategy meeting, we go to the core of what it is that you do, and then we distill that message so that you understand what you really have to offer and can express it on the web. And once you can express it on the web, then your clients can understand that easily as well, and then you've got that bridge built, right? So we do this by organizing your navigation and pages into a coherent, clear structure. So you may do all kinds of different things, but they might be kind of higgledy-piggledy, right? They're all over the map. You're not really sure where to put things. A client strategy meeting, I go drill down into the heart of your business, and then we decide, okay, individual counseling, well, you do obsessive compulsive disorder, you do LGBTQ issues, grief and loss, right? And then, women's issues, well, under women's, maybe you have a lot of female clients. You want to focus on that. That's one of your big, things that keeps clients coming in the door. Hey, we'll have a whole separate subpage for that. So I take the time to get to know really who you are and what you do, and then we create a site architecture that expresses that. Okay, so now who needs a client strategy meeting? Not everyone. Okay, we only really recommend to about 10 to 15% of our clients that they even have a client strategy meeting. If your focus is straightforward and simple, your site navigation is easy, you do not need a client strategy meeting. Okay, so pretend this is your nav structure. You have a home page at the top, going left to right that corresponds, clockwise corresponds to a left to right on your nav. So you got a home page, you got test anxiety, you got phobias, panic disorders, you have an about page, maybe a blog, and a contact page. Simple, right? Left to right. You don't need a client strategy meeting. We recommend a client strategy meeting if you're not sure about your messaging or you need help figuring out a complicated navigation structure. And this is typical of a group practice, for example, or a person who doesn't specialize. You do everything from, pet grief to LGBTQ issues, you do panic disorders, you do teen counseling, you do adult ADHD evaluations, any number of things, okay? If you do all those things, people have to be able to navigate to them very easily on a website. Otherwise, they get confused and then they bounce off of your site. Then you get a high bounce rate, and Google sees that and it says, you know what, this website is not really serving up, people are not staying on that site. I'm not going to put it anywhere near page 1. You're going to end up on page 5,227. We don't want that. Okay, the goal of a client strategy meeting is to determine what your specialties are, what to call them, and the order in which they should appear. Once that is completed, I make a mind map, and this serves as the architecture for your site. And it also gets prioritized, right? You get gold things that make it into phase 1, and then you can build out those pages further down the road as your site matures and you write more content. So each page has to have a specific term. In the client strategy meeting, I will encourage you to be true to your voice while folding in the realities of average monthly search traffic terms. So for example, couples counseling gets a lot less average monthly searches than couples therapy, except in a few little pockets in the United States. So we're going to call your nav item couples therapy, right? Because why not mirror back to people what they're actually searching? The more targeted you are, the better your chances of ranking in Google search engine. That's for sure. Okay, so if you think you may be a candidate for a client strategy meeting, you probably are. Because if you know your nav structure is easy, you know all you do is grief counseling, there's no reason to second guess what should be in your nav. It should be a home page, it should be grief counseling, and then maybe you can have sub pages, counseling for loss of a loved one, counseling for loss of a pet, grief counseling for loss of a job, even whatever. It's up to you. But you do grief counseling. That's really your specialty, and you don't need a client strategy meeting. But if you think you might be a candidate because you're confused about what you need to say and how you need to say it and how you need to organize it, I can help you. So we want to make sure that what you have to offer your clients gets found by those looking for you. Our goal in the client strategy meeting is to help you communicate to your fullest potential on the World Wide Web. Again, Jane Klein, and I look forward to helping you with the client strategy meeting. Thanks very much for watching this.